The Ballon d'Or is football's most famous argument generator. Because it's not just a trophy for best player, it's a trophy for the season where a player becomes the main character. The numbers, the moments, the trophies, the vibe, all lining up at once. So instead of going year by year, we're doing it the clean way, player by player. The top 8 men's winners by total Ballon d'Or, what years they won, and what those wins actually represent in football history. No tactics degree needed. Let's go. 1. Messi, 8 Ballon d'Or. Messi's 8 Ballon d'Or aren't 8 identical seasons. They're 8 different versions of the same scary idea. A player who can be your best creator and your best finisher at the same time. The first era, this kid is not normal. His early wins, 2009 to 2012, are basically the sport realizing, oh, this is going to be a problem for everyone. 2009 is the arrival year. Peak performance, plus the biggest club success. He helped FC Barcelona complete their first treble, League, Cup, and Champions League. 2010 and 2011 are the dominance years. He's not just winning, he's defining what the best player looks like. 2012 is the numbers break reality year. He scored a record 91 goals in a calendar year, recognized by Guinness World Records. And what makes these years so hard to defend against? He didn't just score, he controlled. He'd drop deep, pull the midfields apart, then still end up finishing the move. The second era, okay, so now he's doing it again. 2015 and 2019 are like sequels that somehow hit harder. By then, teams had built entire defensive schemes just to limit him. Double teams, deep blocks, foul strategy, everything. And he still won because his game aged perfectly. Less about non-stop sprinting, more about choosing the exact moment to destroy you with one dribble, one pass, or one shot. The final era. The story becomes the season 2021 and 2023 are where performance and legacy collide. These wins reflect how voters often think, what was the biggest football story, led by a player who was still elite? And Messi did exactly that. Still producing at a world-class level while adding the kind of career-defining chapter that reshapes how people talk about him. Why Messi wins Ballon d'Or? Because he can win matches in multiple ways. And when a player can both create and finish, you don't need the team to be perfect. The team just needs to get him the ball. 2. Cristiano Ronaldo, 5 Ballon d'Or. Ronaldo's 5 Ballon d'Or are the blueprint for the modern superstar forward. Elite athleticism, plus ruthless output, plus biggest moment delivery. If Messi's story is control the whole game, Ronaldo's story is end the whole game. The transformation from winger to goal machine. Ronaldo's career arc matters here. Early on, he was terrifying as a wide attacker. Speed, skills, chaos. But his Ballon d'Or peak is when he evolves into an ultra-efficient finisher, better movement, better anticipation, cleaner shooting, and an obsession with delivering when the pressure is maximum. The signature, record-level Champions League impact. Ronaldo's Ballon d'Or years are strongly tied to Champions League-era dominance, especially the kind that makes defenders look helpless in knockout games. A famous example of how high that peak went. UEFA lists him as holding the record for most goals in a single UEFA Champions League season, 17, 2013-14. That's basically the Ballon d'Or formula. Big goals, biggest stage, season-defining moments. Why Ronaldo wins Ballon d'Or? Because he turns elite teams into inevitable teams. When the match becomes, one chance decides everything. He's built for that moment. 3. Michel Platini, 3 Ballon d'Or. Platini's 3 straight wins represent a time when the world could look at a midfielder and say, that's the most dominant player alive. He's the archetype of the midfielder who scores like a forward. Elite technique, elite vision and output that wasn't normal for his position. What makes Platini's Ballon d'Or run historic is the streak, 3 consecutive wins. That doesn't happen unless you're not just brilliant, you're the face of an era. Why Platini wins Ballon d'Ors? Because he blended playmaking and finishing before it became the standard expectation for attacking midfielders. 4. Johan Cruyff, 3 Ballon d'Or. Cruyff's Ballon d'Or represent something bigger than stats. They represent influence. This is the football ideas winner. Movement over muscle, intelligence over chaos. A style that changes how teams think. Cruyff wasn't just a player you watched for goals. He was a player you watched for the game itself. How spaces opened, how defenders got manipulated, how entire systems looked smarter just because he was there. And when you win 3 Ballon d'Or in that era, you're not just winning trophies, you're winning the argument of what football should look like. Why Cruyff wins Ballon d'Or? Because he made football modern. 5. Marco van Basten, 3 Ballon d'Or. Van Basten's 3 wins are striker perfection. He's remembered for being technically beautiful, physically strong, and unbelievably clinical. Britannica notes he was a 3-time European Player of the Year, 1988, 1989, 1992. That's basically the Ballon d'Or saying, this striker is the full package. What separates him from a normal goalscorer is how he scored. Volleys, headers, tight angles, first touch finishes under pressure. He didn't just score. He produced, how is that even possible, moments, while still being consistent. Why Van Basten wins Ballon d'Or? Because he combined elegance with inevitability, style and efficiency. 6. Alfredo Di Stefano, 2 Ballon d'Ors. Di Stefano is the original complete footballer myth. Back then, positions were more rigid on paper, but Di Stefano played like a man with no fixed role, dropping deep, starting attacks, finishing attacks, and leading everything. Britannica notes he was twice named European Footballer of the Year, 1957, 1959. Those are his Ballon d'Or years, and they reflect how dominant Real Madrid CF were in that era. Why Di Stefano wins Ballon d'Or? Because he wasn't just the best attacker, he was the team's engine, brain, and finisher in one player. 7. Franz Beckenbauer, 2 Ballon d'Ors. Beckenbauer's 2 Ballon d'Or are what happens when a defender isn't just defending. He made defending look like playmaking. Britannica specifically notes he was named European Footballer of the Year in 1972 and 1976. That matters because defenders almost never win these awards, unless they're doing something revolutionary. Beckenbauer's libero/sweeper style turned the backline into a launch pad, calm under pressure, stepping into midfield, dictating tempo from deep. He didn't just stop attacks, he started them. Why Beckenbauer wins Ballon d'Or? Because he redefined what a defender could be, a controller, not a survivor. 8. Ronaldo, Brazilian footballer, 2 Ballon d'Or. This is the most pure fear player on the list. At peak, Ronaldo Nazario was faster than you, stronger than you, more technical than you, and a better finisher than you. His 2002 storyline is iconic because it's not just about talent, it's about the biggest stage. FIFA's FIFA Plus description of his Golden Boot story notes he scored 8 goals at the 2002 World Cup, including 2 in the final, as Brazil won the tournament. That's the kind of main character moment Ballon d'Or voters remember. Why Ronaldo Nazario wins Ballon d'Ors? Because he combined explosive athleticism with striker technique. He could beat you with power, skill, or a finish, and defenders couldn't guess which. Comment which player had the strongest peak. Messi 2012, Ronaldo 2014, or Ronaldo 2002. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. And drop a comment what topic I should explain next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.